And here we find 10-foot-long people that scare the monsters themselves. To find the tribe, we must first travel southwest of the one thing that we all fear above all else is not to be poor or getting left behind by our friends and being completely alone. It's actually dying. This fear has been with us since the first breath we took when we got out of our mother's womb. Not just us humans, but also every living thing on Earth experiences this fear. From the strong predators to the weak prey, all their actions are motivated by it. Where one side hunts not to be starved to death, the other escapes in fear of being eaten. And this feeling in us has led us to create many things that helps us to keep living and avoid death. The basic human needs, food and shelter, are the reflection of this. We need food to not starve to death, and we need shelter to protect ourselves from outside threats that could harm us. We make medicine to avoid being sick. And this is why the biggest businesses nowadays are the pharmaceutical and the housing industries. Fortunately, there is not much threat for our lives in this time because of science and technology, but that's not the case for everybody. Now imagine this. You are in a deep forest and you have no contact with the modern world and its technologies. But what you find instead is predators everywhere and with no way to protect yourself from them. From venomous snakes to big tigers the size of a cattle, all threatening your life. So now you must think of a way to avoid dying. And one tribe has managed to do so exactly. They use this powerful fear to their advantage. They created a way to appear like a bigger predator than the ones after them, scaring the real predators for their life, just like some wild animals like peacocks. The tribe I am talking about is called the Banna tribe, and they got really creative, to say the least. This people are located in the rural lands of Ethiopia, the capital of Africa, and here we find 10-foot-long people that scare the monsters themselves. To find the tribe, we must first travel southwest of the capital until we reach the Omo River, then ride along with it until we get to their settlement. This settlement contains approximately 47,000 people, and here they speak a language called Banna, which is where their tribal name comes from. And what's fascinating about them is they have a unique practice of walking on long sticks called stilts. But they are not for entertainment like these clowns we find at parks. Stilts walking is a long-standing cultural tradition among their community members. Unmarried young men are the carriers of this tradition, popular during community festivals and rituals. The wooden poles used to build the stilts are sourced locally, and they can be several meters high. When needed, the experienced members of the society go to the nearest forest and look for the best trees that can be used to create the stilts. The trees need to be thin enough that they can move them around and strong enough to support their weight. Once they find the trees, they cut them down and remove all their branches. After that, they create a resting place for their leg using one of the broken branch on the side. Moving in them requires a great deal of balance and physical strength. Amazingly, even their young boys pull it off with ease. Not only can they walk, but they can also dance in them. The single rule that must be followed during the ceremony is painting their bodies in white strips with their own unique patterns. For young males of the tribe, it represents a transition from youth to maturity. Keeping a balance on the poles and walking gracefully sends a strong message to the tribe that the boy is strong-willed and confident enough to take on life with the temerity of a lion, as they say it. Tourists and academic researchers interested in the region's varied cultural traditions have went and made researches widely about the stilt walking tradition. What's more, it provides a window into Ethiopia's rich cultural heritage of almost 80 different ethnic groups. In retrospect, stilt walking isn't as common and pronounced as it was decades ago because a lot has changed. The shifting dynamics of modern society and civilization have toned down this practice, but you will still find it during major community ceremonies. As you know, in this channel, we have some of the weirdest events ever documented, like the cannibals that emerged during the Korean War that separated Great Korea into North Korean and South Korea.